Hi, it's John V. Today's lesson is on Three Little Birds by Bob Marley and the Wailers from the Trinity College, London, Initial Drums, Rock and Pop syllabus. So this is one of Bob Marley and the Wailers' most loved songs, and it's from their 1977 album Exodus. So if we look at the sheet music, so we've got 2 pages for this track that we're going to play. And the top left of the first page, we've got the song title, Three Little Birds. And beneath that, we've got intro, so letting us know the first section is the intro section. Underneath, we've got the style, which is reggae. And we've got our tempo, so it's a crotchet equals 130. So that tells you the song tempo is 130 beats per minute, and a beat is a crotchet. And then you've got 2 bars counting. So that's letting you know when you play with a backing track, you've got 2 bars of counting. So remember that counting sets the tempo. So it lets the musicians feel the tempo. So when they start playing, they all start at the correct tempo. Okay, and then beneath that, we've got snares off. So that means you've got to turn your snares off. So you've got the throw off at the side of the snare drum. So you're just going to release that down. So the snare wires at the bottom of the snare come away from the head. Okay, so we don't want that snare on sound, we want the snare off sound. So that's real common in reggae, so you've got that nice kind of snare off drum sound. Right, and then we've got our first bar sort of the stave. So as you can see, you've got your percussion clef, and then you've got your time signature, which is 4/4. So we've got 4 at the top, which tells you we've got 4 beats in the bar, and a 4 at the bottom tells you that a beat is a quarter note or a crotchet. Then we come into the first set of notes. So we got 2 rhythms. So the top rhythm is just crotchets on the hi-hat. So remember, we've got 2 names for the notes. We've got the British names and the American names. So we got quarter note is the American note, which is crotchet in the British name. And then we've got 8th notes, which are quavers. And then we've got 16th notes, which are semi-quavers. So we've got crotchets on the hi-hat with the right hand, just playing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the rhythm underneath, you've got a half note rest or a minim rest. So that you've got a rest for 2 beats. And then on the 3, you play the bass drum. And then you've got a crotchet rest on the 4. So the bottom rhythm is 1, 2, bass, 4. Okay, so you only play the bass on the 3. So you're going to play those 2 rhythms together. So first of all, let's just try that groove. So getting used to just having the emphasis on the 3, okay? So we've got 1, 2, and then the bass drum with the hi-hat on the 3, and then 4. So let's give that groove a try with the metronome at the song tempo, which is 130 beats per minute, and we'll try it for 8 bars. So looking at the sheet music again, so you see we've just played that groove in the first bar. Then after that, we've got a 1 bar repeat. Then we've got another 1 bar repeat and another 1 bar repeat. So you see that last bar on the line's got a 4 above it. That's just letting you know you play the groove 4 times up to that point, okay? So often in drums, we play the same groove, like we repeat it quite a lot. So this way, numbering those 4th bars is good because naturally we feel the 4th bar, so we can then know where we are with the groove, all right? So you've got 4 bars of the groove in the top line, then we come down to the next line, we've got another 1 bar repeat and another one and another one. So we've got that groove for 7 bars in total. Then we've got a 1 bar fill. So that fill, remember the snares are off. You've got a crotchet on the 1, another crotchet on the 2, crotchet rest on the 3, and a crotchet on the 4. So you're playing 1, 2, rest, 4. So we're going to play right, left, left. So you're going to rest on that where that 3 would be. So you've got right, left, rest, left. Okay, so let's just try that fill on the snare just to get that rhythm down. We'll try it 4 times through with the metronome. So that's the intro. So you've just got those 2 lines for the intro. So you've got that groove for 7 bars. Then we've got our 1 bar fill. So let's try that with the metronome. And then we come into the chorus at line 3. Okay, so you've got a similar groove here, but what's happening now is the rim click or the cross stick is coming in with the bass drum. So remember, the cross stick is when we play with the side of the stick on the rim of the snare. Okay, we're playing here, so you want to keep your hand pretty central, but you want to find that point on the stick that sounds nice. It's got a nice click that's going to punch through the groove. So this is what we call a one-drop reggae groove, okay? So the emphasis isn't on the one. So normally we really emphasize the one when we play a groove. So quite a lot of grooves have got emphasis on the one. So in reggae, we kind of drop the emphasis from the one and we only play one bass and snare, like one backbeat on the 3. So remember, the backbeat is played as a cross stick or a rim click. Okay, so we really got to get used to this groove. So it's real common in reggae to play this kind of groove. So it's one you've got to get used to. So we're just going to play crotchets on that hi-hat, and then we're going to play the 3 on the bass drum and cross stick or rim click together. So make sure they're both right at the same time on the 3. So let's try this groove for 8 bars again in time with the metronome. Like I say, just to get a real hold of it. So looking at the sheet music, so you see at the start of that bar of the chorus, you've got a start repeat, okay? So you've got repeat markings there that tell you that there's a repeated phrase that starts there. So if you go through that line, you've got 1 bar repeat, another 1 bar repeat, and another 1 bar repeat. So you see you've got your 4 written above the 4th bar again, just to let you know it's the 4th bar of the groove. Then if we come down to the next line, you've got another 3 1 bar repeats there. So you play the groove for 7 bars again in total. Then you've got a change up in that next bar. So you've got 2 crotchets here on the hi-hat, and then you've got a crotchet, a minim rest. So you're playing 1, 2, and then you rest for 3 and 4. And underneath on the second rhythm, you've got a minim rest for 1 and 2, and you play 3, 4. So crotchets on the 3, 4. So putting those 2 rhythms together, you've got 1, 2 on the hi-hat, and then 3, 4 on the floor tom. So let's just try that, getting used to that switch up here. And you want to keep your left hand here in the cross stick or rim click position, because that's where it's going to be when you're playing the groove. All right, so you're just going to come across like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just try that for 4 bars, just to get that change up here between the 2 parts of the kit. So let's try those 8 bars, so those 2 lines of the chorus. So we've got 7 bars of our 1 drop groove, and then we've got that little change up in the 8th bar. So let's give that a try with a metronome. And you can see at the end of that line there, we just played that bar. So after that little fill on the floor tom, we've got our end repeat marking there. So our backward repeat marking or our close repeat marking. So that's the end of the repeated phrase. So we've got our open or our start repeat marking at the start of the chorus, and then our end repeat marking there after those floor toms. So we're going to repeat what's in those 2 markings. So those 8 bars for the chorus, you repeat. Okay, so we're going to play that twice. So now we'll try the intro and the chorus with the track. Okay, so you come in, make sure your snares are off. You've got that 2 bar counting, so you're going to hear 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to set your tempo, so make sure you listen to that and you can feel the tempo. So obviously when you start playing, you come in at the correct tempo.
Cause every little thing gonna be alright. this morning.
And then we come to the bottom line of the first page, so we're back to the verse there, and we've got the same one drop reggae groove we've played, and we've got 1 bar repeats again there, so we play that groove for 4 bars there at the bottom of that page. Coming up to the top line on the second page, again we got 3 1 bar repeats of that groove, that same 1 drop groove, and in the last bar of that line we've got a little change up, so we're playing crotchets on the hi-hat again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then underneath we've got a minim rest, so you rest on the 1, 2, and you play 3 and 4 as crotchets on the bass and cross stick or rim click, so you're going to play them together. So you've got 1, 2, together, okay, 3, 4. So let's give that last bar there a little try, just to get used to hitting that 3 and 4. We'll try that 4 times through. So let's try those first 2 lines of the verse. So we've got our four bars of our 1 drop groove, then we've got another 3 bars into our little change up on the 3, 4. So we're going to give those first 2 lines of the verse a try with the metronome. And then if we look at line 2 of the second page, we've got the same 1 drop groove. We play that for 4 bars again, so as you can see you've got those 1 bar repeats. And if we come into the next line, to line 3, we've got another 4 1 bar repeats. So you see you've got the 8 there written above the last bar of that line, letting you know it's the 8th bar of that same groove. So again, you should feel that 8th bar, because obviously we kind of feel 4 bar phrases. So you feel that 4th bar and then you'll feel the 8th bar. And that will bring us into the chorus of the on the next line. So let's give that whole verse a try in time with the metronome. So now we come into our chorus at line 4. So we've got our 1 drop reggae groove again, and then we've got another 3 1 bar repeats there. So you play that groove for 4 bars for that line. Then we come into the next line, so line 5, we've got another 3 1 bar repeats. So you've got that 1 drop reggae groove for 3 more bars. And then we've got a fill at the end of the line there. So you've got a crotchet, another crotchet, 2 quavers, and then a crotchet. So our rhythm is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to play that on the snare drum. So remember, your snares are still off. You've got right, left, right, left, right we're going to use for that sticking. Or you could do right, 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 left, right. Okay, either of those is fine. So we'll give that a try with the metronome 4 times through, just that feel. So let's try those 2 lines, right, of the chorus. So the first 2 lines of the chorus, so lines 4 and 5 of the second page. So we've got 7 bars of the 1 drop reggae groove, and then we've got our 1 bar fill. So now line 3 of the chorus, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th line of the second page, we've got our 1 drop reggae groove again, and then we've got another 3 1 bar repeats. So we're going to repeat that groove and play it 4 times. So again, you can see that 4 written above the last bar on that line. And that brings us into the last line where we've got another 2 1 bar repeats. So you're going to repeat that 1 drop reggae groove again. So you're going to play it 2 times, and then you've got on the 3rd bar of that line crotchet on the hi-hat, and then a min rest. You've got 1, 2, and then we rest for 3 and 4. And then the bottom rhythm, you rest for 1 and 2, and you play that floor tom as crotchets again. So we played that in bar 16. It's just the same ones. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, your left hand's going to be in the cross stick or the rim click position. You're just going to come over it like that. All right, so let's just try those last 2 lines. After that, those floor toms, you just finish with a crash. So on the 1 with a bass drum. Okay, so you got that 1, 2, 3, 4, crash. So let's try those last 2 lines in time with the metronome. So you've got 6 bars of the 1 drop reggae groove, and then you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4 finish on crash. So again, you can see it's the end of the piece because you've got that final bar line there, letting you know that it's the final bar of the piece. So let's try those 2 lines in time with the metronome. And now we'll try the whole chorus. So you've got those 4 lines there, the last 4 lines of the second page. So lines 4, 5, 6 and 7. Let's try that in time with the metronome.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright.
So obviously we practice all these parts through at song tempo, but if the tempo is too fast, because it is 130 beats per minute, just slow it down, get comfortable with all the parts, make sure you give it that nice relaxed, chilled out reggae feel, and then build it up to the song tempo. Once you're there, then play it with the backing track, okay? That's gonna put you in good stead. Really make sure it sounds good before you play it. Really make sure you practice it at slower tempos first of all to get that relaxed feel when you play it.